to Onward. What did you think of it? Pixar's latest movie. Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, which I think they did really well. Voice acting. What did you think of Onward?
I thought it was really good. I mean, obviously it's not like their best of the best, obviously, but it was actually pretty good. I really liked it.
To Pixar standards,
yeah,
because
to Pixar
Pixar is just so good
yeah,
that even when you have a movie, this movie, if you were to just compare it to other animated movies that are not Pixar, it's up there. It's like it's a great movie, and it is.
But in Pixar
standards, it's like mid tier.
Yeah,
it's not their worst. It's a great movie, but it just doesn't. It doesn't.
It's not like a Monsters Inc. or
Toy Story,
Toy Story Up.
But those are like really high standards
like
there.
Coco. Like Coco was their high. Like that's one of their high ones.
Yeah.
Like when that movie came out, that was like wow. Like that was a really good one.
Yeah, those are hard like shoes to fill, but it's a great movie. But in Pixar standards, it's just there's so many classics.
The weakest ones was like Cars 2 and like The Good Dinosaur.
Good Dinosaur, yeah. Even Cars 3 was good. Like, this is better than Cars 3, I think. But I've never been a big fan of Cars either. So
I like Cars 1. I mean, Cars 2 I saw it. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah. I remember Cars 2 being a mess.
Yeah,
but this is a great movie. I love the voice acting. I thought Chris Pratt was great.
He matched as that character.
He was perfect. Tom Holland, again, it's just being Tom Holland.
Peter Parker.
Yeah. That's his roles for most of the stuff now.
Yeah.
I actually really liked, because I was a little iffy with the setting, the whole fantasy elves and stuff.
Yeah, because I wasn't excited for the movie because their marketing was terrible.
Yeah, there was not much marketing for this. It was like one trailer and that's it.
It's like they didn't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. But watching the movie, I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was hearing things like, oh, it's okay, or it's like Pixar's like average. But I actually thought it was really good.
It was good, yeah.
It was fun. It was actually pretty funny at times. Like, it was funny because I was a little skeptical of like the setting, like that fantasy world, and it's very unusual from them type of thing. But I actually thought it worked really well. It was funny. I liked the little biker gang, but they were like little little I forgot what they were, but they were little flies, little fairies, yeah. But they're like mean bikers, like bully bikers, biker gang. I liked what they did with it, and they made it extremely funny. I liked the story. It is a very simple, like, just journey, road trip type of movie, but I do like what they did with the story. There is like kind of like the story. You think the story's gonna go one way because I thought it was gonna be predictable, but it actually kind of went another way. And the story, like, there was a lot more to the story than I thought, and the meaning behind it. And I really enjoyed that of it. The voice acting is great. I really enjoyed it. I had no issue with it. Maybe I don't know, because I don't really think I was like bored in the movie. I thought the movie was pretty fast paced. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It had like a high energy, but I didn't really feel any slow moments in it. I don't think so. Maybe no. I maybe the opening of the movie, but even then, it does start off like just I really enjoyed it. I don't know. What am I missing something? The soundtrack, it's,
Pixar.
Your Pixar soundtrack type of thing. Who's what's her name from Ma? What's the actress's name? The main
Spencer something. Activia, is it Activia?
Olivia Spencer or something? She plays like the big what was it called? The Manticore?
The Manticore.
Manticore. Maybe the one weak thing I thought that it was like I get why they did it, but it was the mom's side story, like her side quest. I thought was like fine. It wasn't. It was you could tell they didn't have much to do there because her side story is very simple.
Yeah.
But what helps it is the what was it? The Manticore?
The Manticore.
Manticore. Her character is hilarious.
Yeah, she was.
So
funny.
her being in it helps kind of get that going.
The final. I mean, Well, we're not doing spoilers, right?
We'll jump into spoilers soon, but we're doing like a quick non-spoiler and then.
Well, then I have to wait to spoiler.
It's a spoiler.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Talk into the mic a little bit, like bring it closer to you. Yeah.
Trying to think. Slow moments.
I don't think there was any slow moments. It is a very fast-paced, like energetic movie.
Repeat some things a little bit.
Yeah, like there were like some redundant moments where you can tell they just had to keep the story going a little longer.
Yeah.
Like when you think they're getting to their point already, and then like something else holds them back, and there's like another dramatic beat, but it's like, oh, I thought we went through this already, type of thing, you know? Just so that, you know, to kind of fill in the movie a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe I think that happens maybe like once. And then
once or twice.
Yeah, and then after that, and it happens like, kind of like in the middle, but then after that it reaches like the ending, and I thought the ending was actually really cool. I really liked the ending. It was a very like emotional ending. Again, it takes like a turn that you don't expect, and it was really nice. It was like really nice. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could have seen it in a theater. That's kind of like my big pet peeve out of it all. I feel like it's a movie that you can watch again. Like if it's on TV and you put it on, it's something that you can enjoy. Because I know there are some Pixar movies that maybe you don't want to. It's
the pain.
Yeah, but no, this one I actually thought it's a lot of fun. I like what they did with the world, like the world building of it all, and they were like really self-aware of how ridiculous it is, and it was a lot of fun. Like the stepdad character was funny with the whole he's like a horse type of thing, and it was very interesting what they did with the whole dad storyline, the dad character, and especially at the end, which we'll get into spoilers now.
It was pretty dark too with the dad story. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, like
I was pretty like, jeez.
I like where they went with it because there's a lot more to the meaning and the story of this movie than you think, you know, and you find that out towards the end. I really like that about that. And again, I can't say it until we get into spoilers, but I really appreciate the movie. It made the movie a lot better. If it was just predictable and what I thought it was gonna be, it would have been average for me. And that's what I was expecting. But then when that third act came in, I was like, oh, like I really liked that they did that, and there was just they had more into it. They had more thought on it. I would to rate this movie. I don't know what I would rate it. Maybe I'm like between a 7 or an 8. 7 or an 8. That's where I'm kind of at. I'm not sure yet. I don't know where you're at.
I'll give it an 8. Give it an 8.
Yeah, like I would give like as the movie itself, I would give it an 8. But like obviously, like ranked amongst other Pixar movies, I guess it would be considered a 7. But it's not fair to compare it to every other Pixar movie. But as a movie as itself, I think I would give it like an 8 as well. Again, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Because everybody was just kind of like, oh, it's average, like, you know, Pixar. But then, I don't know, I laughed. It was, like, emotional. The voice acting was really well done, especially Chris Pratt. Like, Chris Pratt was really good in this. Like,
yeah.
At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to like his character or not. But then you start to understand the story more, and I really liked what he did with the character. And Tom Holland just, you know, he's doing the whole Peter Parker role again. And he does well. He does well, too. But Chris Pratt really stood out because he has, like, the most energy in the movie, you know? And I really like that. So we both give it 8s. Definitely. I mean, it's on Disney Plus, so if you have Disney Plus, you can just watch it for free. So you don't really have to pay for it. But it's definitely worth a watch. I think it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. Is it, like, my favorite, like, top Pixar movie? Probably not, but that's not fair to say because all of Pixar movies are so great, so it's just hard to, like, you're comparing great with great, and you're just not, it's all preference at that point, you know? And I guess let's get into spoilers, just to talk about, I really want to talk about the ending a little bit, just because of the little thing at the end, and we'll wrap it up from there, because I really like what they did with the ending. So we're going to get into spoilers now, guys. If you haven't seen it, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. we're going to just jump real quick into the spoiler section for the ending of the movie. If you want to stick around, and let's do it. So, spoiler warning starting now.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Film&Everything Podcast.
Okay. All I really wanted to mention was I like the whole fact that it's not what's Tom Holland's character's name again? Ian.
Yeah.
Or Eeyore. No, Ian.
Ian.
I like that it's actually not even about Ian seeing his dad. And how Ian decides to step back and let what's Chris Pratt's character's name? I forgot. Barley. And lets Barley see his dad, and then he stops the big curse monster and all that. Because at the end of the movie, when he's sitting there with his dad and he wants to see his dad so badly, when he's checking off that to-do list he wanted to do, he realized all the things he wanted to do with his dad he had done with his older brother. And he realized, like, his older brother is like that father figure he thought he didn't have. And again, it added that extra layer into the story that I was like, oh, that's really good. And then he realized, like, oh, he had those moments, but his brother didn't. Or maybe his brother didn't have that closure that he's always wanted. Because I guess their dad had, like, a really bad sickness, and he was, in tubes and everything.
Yeah,
I
think it was, like, hinting at cancer.
Yeah, it was something really severe. And because the director of this movie, that's what he went through with his dad or something like that. So you can tell it was really personal to him. And I like that moment where you don't even hear what the dad says to Barley. We're always in the perspective of Ian, and seeing Ian, like, from the rocks, seeing Barley talk to his dad from far. So we don't hear what he says. We don't see what they talk about. We just see it from far, from Ian's perspective, because the whole movie is under Ian's perspective. And it takes Ian this whole journey, and he realizes, like, oh, like, I did all these things, like, with you. Like, you were like that father figure, and I never thought of it that way and all that. And that Barley became this type of person because he was there and lost his dad, and maybe lost a lot of that stuff that Ian had with him, but Barley didn't have. He didn't have that father figure anymore, and that's why his character becomes so fearless and all this stuff. So I really like that, like, twist on it, because I did think it was just gonna be like, okay, he sees his dad at the end, and then it's like a sad moment of like, no, it's gonna be okay, and then movie over. But there was so much more to it, and I really enjoyed that. I didn't want to talk about that ending because that bumped up the movie so much more for me. I don't know if you felt the same way. Or...
that was really good, and it was a good twist. It wasn't because in the part where during the cave, Barley was saying about the memory, how he saw Dad and all the tubes, but he was so scared to go say bye to him, and then he died, and that was one of his, like, things that he wished he would have said to him.
And that was his chance for that closure. Yeah. And again, because ever since that day, that's why Barley became the way he's always been, like, just fearless and kind of a mess. And so, like, Ian realizes, like, oh, I had that with you, but you didn't have that with someone else. You didn't have that father figure. Like, you should have that closure. And again, a great ending, because I didn't see that coming. No. I didn't even see it that way until, like, because the whole point is you don't, because you're, like, following Ian's character, and you think it's all about Ian seeing his dad. But then he doesn't even realize, like, what's in front of him is that Barley was that father figure the whole time, and Barley never had that, And I thought that was a great ending, and I think that was pretty much it, because everything else is just the journey of it all. But that was such a huge, like, moment. I was like, wow, like, I did not expect that at all.
Yeah.
I thought that was really great. I love the fight scene with the curse monster, and I liked the fact that it was actually there at the school the whole time. They went through this whole journey, but in reality, it was just there. It was in their hometown this whole time. I thought that was interesting. And, again, the ending worked for me. The ending is what made this movie, like, even better than I thought I would give it. So, that was pretty much it for spoilers. Because, again, there's not much to spoil in this movie. It's not that type of movie. It's not like
journey movies. It's
yeah. Because, again, that ending really worked for me. I remember watching it out, and it worked. It clicked. And I was like, that's perfect. That's awesome. And I think that's why I gave it an 8. Because maybe if it was predictable, maybe I wouldn't have liked it as much. I mean, I probably would have been like a 7 for me of just like, oh, it was good, it was fun, whatever, predictable, but it wasn't. Like, it really, it kind of hits you, it hits you. So, I really loved it. I loved it. It's a great, I feel like it's a little underrated right now. Just because of everything going on with the pandemic and everything, I feel like it is an underrated movie. I feel like it deserves more credit than it's gotten, But anything else in spoilers? Did I miss anything before we wrap it up?
No, there's not much to really spoil.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's pretty much it. That's our review on Onward. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what movie we're going to review next. There's really nothing coming out, like, at all. I have a whole list of movies that I do want to see. So whatever we end up watching, we'll come back around on the podcast, talk about what we've been watching and stuff like that, and just keep you updated what we watched, what we liked, what we didn't like. Good movies, shitty movies, whatever we watch. We'll definitely make a podcast episode and just talk about it for you guys to watch and kind of have those suggestions in, So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, as always, if you're listening, thank you. We really do appreciate it. Hope you guys are doing whatever you can in this quarantine lockdown thing, keeping yourself entertained, watching your movies or shows or whatever you're doing, And I hope you guys stay safe, stay home, and thank you for watching and for listening. Goodbye.